Okay, 3, 2. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video where you already see the title, you already see the intro. We're going to be playing with the Glazzi 99 color eyeshadow palette. Let's get right into it. Alrighty. Now, if you are a long time subscriber, actually I think the last 3 years you've been subscribed, this actually may look familiar to you guys, to at least some of you. If not most of you, because if you pay attention to my channel, which none of you should be, this is actually, I did a video on this a couple years ago and trying this out, and this to date is still my most viewed video on this channel, and I hate that. I hate that this is my most viewed video. For a few reasons, but I'm going to touch on that a little bit more later into the video. But I thought it would be fun to a couple years later try this palette out, because truthfully I hate that video for a few different reasons. But yeah, we're going to be playing with this. I'm going to be doing some of my base steps while I talk about this, and then after I get my talking out of the way, I'm going to cut the camera and then we'll just jump right into the eyeshadow portion. Alright, sound fun? Cool. For primer, we're going to be trying a new one out today. It is the e.l.f. Power Grip Mattifying Primer. I saw this and I thought I would want to try it. It does say to apply it with your hand. Oh god. It does say to apply it to your hand and tap it into the skin and wait 30 seconds before you actually start putting shit on it. I'm actually going to only do it on this half, and then I'm going to use my regular Power Grip Primer on this half to see if it does anything, to actually really see if it's good. God. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I don't like that at all. It's like, it looks like something that I can't say. And fuck tapping it in. I'm just I'm just gonna see. This is just for research purposes to see if this is worth your money or not. And then on the other half, I'm just gonna use my regular e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. Oh my god, there was actually so much fucking more in here. I thought it was a lot lower. Well, shit. Okay, well, I guess I'm applying it to my neck today, too. Damn it, it looked like there was a lot less in there. Okay, but anyway, while I get ready, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this palette and why this palette is important to me. Okay, well, considering the fact that I did apply a fuck ton, it is a pretty glossy fucking primer, so. You know what? Okay, this side is looking a lot more matte than this side. Obviously, this side's a lot more glossy. Even me trying to wipe it, blend it out into my skin a little bit more. Still has a pretty dewy finish. This side is actually not pretty dewy. Okay, I'm not hating this. I do hate what this looks like, but whatever, I digress. Time for foundation. For foundation today, I'm actually using a newer one. I've tried this before and I actually really like this one. I don't think I ever tried it on camera though. I think I scrapped that video when I filmed it. It is the e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation. I really like this formula. I really like this product, and I want to reuse it again to see if I still like it. To apply it, I'm just gonna throw it onto this little mixing tray. I don't want to go too heavy on it, but that's a good amount. And unfortunately for me, I lost my beauty blender, which I'm really pissed because that's the second time I've lost a painted beauty blender. So now I'm really stuck with this e.l.f. powder puff that I never use, so I'm just using this as my foundation. But anyway, time for my story. So a couple years ago, I bought this palette and for a review on YouTube, and oh god, this sucks. And I reviewed it, and I don't remember what I said about it. I don't remember if I liked it or not. However, I remember, the only thing I do truthfully remember, okay, this fucking sucks. I'm pissed because I don't want to use my fucking hands, and I don't want to use a fuck ton of this product either, because I'm kind of broke right now, so I don't want to have to buy a new one of these so quickly. But anyway, I reviewed the product in a horrible way. I didn't talk shit about the product. However, it was just not a good review video. Like, I barely tried it, and I didn't even put any of it on my eye. And usually, now granted, I usually justify a bunch of my older shit. If the video itself wasn't good, it was because I was learning how to do it. And truthfully, that statement still stands. I was still really new to like YouTube at the time. I think I've been on it for like maybe a year at that point, doing YouTube videos like here and there. But yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is my review sucked, and I uploaded it, yada yada yada, forgot about it, cool. And then a couple years ago, I checked my my YouTube kind of statistics and shit to kind of see, like, because where you can see like, oh, your most popular video, your latest video, you know, like private videos, that kind of thing. I checked that, and I went to check my most popular because I didn't know what it was, and it was that video. But at the time, it had like only, this was years ago, it had only like maybe 200, it had 200 views, which to me it was crazy, because I was like, fuck, I never had that kind of numbers before, right? And it fucking was so crazy to me. And since then, I think that was like 2 years ago. No, it was a year after I uploaded the video, because 2 years ago I figured it out. I saw it and I was like really shocked about it. And I hate that, because it is a horribly done video. It is not a real review, because I didn't put any eyeshadow on my eyes. And I don't know, and I hate that it's my most viewed video that people will go to see, you know, like, oh, is this palette good? And so in today's video, I figured out that the video's anniversary is coming up in like a couple months. And I wanted to film that video again. So, oh my god, I need to get a fucking beauty blender, because this is pissing me off. But my face looks good though. This formula is so good. It's such a good formula. I love it. Concealer. I'm just gonna add a little bit of concealer into some areas for a little bit more coverage. It's like literally just my same shade. I'm not brightening anything. I'm just adding a little bit more. But anyway, I figured out that the video's anniversary was coming up, and I wanted to do something, because at the end of the day, it is my most viewed video, and it took me a long time to be okay with that being my most viewed video, because for the longest time I hated that it was, because I still stand by that it is not a well done video. The editing of the review itself is just, so much could have been better. But I think I was like, because if it's turning 3 years old now, I think I was like 18 when I filmed that video. I was like a senior in high school, so that's what today's video is. I wanted to kind of redo that video a couple years later to give this palette a fair shot to see if it is good or not, because a lot of people have seen the video, and yeah, I want to give them an actual good review, and eventually maybe take the old video down if this does better. I hope it would, but I don't see it likely happening. But my face, okay, it's none of these products' fault except this fucking thing, because I don't remember the last time I cleaned it off, but my face feels like there's hair on it. Again, my own fault for losing my own fucking beauty blender, and I didn't realize until I was filming now. But yeah, that is why we're doing today's video. Where are my contours? Found them. So, oh shit. So yeah, that is what we're doing in today's video. So I'm just gonna be doing my base routine off camera, and I'll come back when my face is set and ready to go for eyeshadow. So BRB. Alrighty, so my base is done, and right now my plan is I'm going to do one eye with the Glazzi palette, and then the other eye I'm going to use just my eyeshadow palette that I have over here to just get into this palette. Now, I do want to be transparent and say, I opened this up maybe like a week or two ago now, because I got it off Amazon. I think it was like $20. I can't remember. I'll throw up the price of how much it costs on the screen somewhere. But I took it out of the box. I did try to film the intro of that video, like when I opened it and everything, but I can't find the footage or something. I think I accidentally deleted it. So it's kind of just been sitting out on a shelf with nothing on it for like a week and a half, right? And I go to grab it to film today's video, and I notice something. The edges of the top of the thing are warping, and I'm confused because I didn't spill any water on it. I didn't have it open the entire time. Nothing was even on top of this, and it was facing right up. So this already goes to show that this is not worth it. Now, being realistic here, a palette with 99 colors in it for $20 is already not going to be the best price. This is not going to be grade A quality. However, I think I have a way to make this work. Now, I'm just gonna be doing a black smoky eye, but I remembered I have this L'Oreal Paris LE shadow stick that I use and it's in the shade, I think it's literally just called black, but I use this whenever I do my smoky eyes as a eyeshadow base and primer. So in theory, this I'm hoping will help make my eye look amazing. So that's the plan. So I'm just going to apply this on one of my eyes and we'll go from there. Now I'm going to also do this as a little tutorial because I have hooded eyes, so I'm hoping that somebody out there has this and wants to learn what to do to make a good smoky eye. This is again this L'Oreal match stick, and I'm going to keep my eye closed. And so you have to remember, whenever you have hooded eyes like I do, when you're doing your makeup, you need to look straight in at the camera, and you kind of need to mark out where it is. So I'm going to kind of just do that, basically just going a little bit above my crease on my eyeball. And I can adjust accordingly to how visible I want this to be. So if I want this pretty visible, I have to keep going up a little bit, keep looking forward, because obviously, you know, when you look at, because right now, if you look at my eye, I have a good amount of black on my eye. However, when I look forward at you, you can barely see any of it. So I have to, unfortunately, bring this pretty damn close up to my brow bone, just to get an idea of, like, yeah, where I'm going to want this. Once you have your general idea of, like, where is this gonna go, just go in, and I like to kind of round it off. And I just like to fill, and then I'm just going to fill in the rest of my eyeball with this black stuff. There we go. Okay, I have my, and now I kind of have my general, like, wing, my wing out. Now, unfortunately, when I do this, it's going to look really weird on the side angle. Let me just show you right now. It's gonna, again, look like there is nothing on my eye when I look to the side. However, when I look forward, you can actually see a little bit of a wing kind of starting to form. And I'm going to pull my skin back a little bit on my forehead, on my temple area, just to make it a little easier to make a cleaner line. There we go. Now, when I look down, my head is currently facing just a little bit tilted down. It looks like there's hardly anything on, but when I look forward, it looks like there's a decent amount on, but when I look up, you can see how much of my actual eye is just pure black. And it sucks, but there's nothing you can really do. But yeah, I'm going, now that I have this on, oh my god, it's time to dip into this palette. Now, now I will say, when I made, a couple years ago when I made this video originally, I made a comment on the mirror size. I still think this is stupid. This mirror is so fucking stupid. I like the concept of, with people who love each other. Okay, this line is stupid because it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of like some corny words to me that really can mean nothing. Yeah, you have some like half decent packaging, which the packaging is kind of nice, I will give them credit on. I just think it's kind of stupid looking, but whatever. And again, the mirror is kind of shitty. Okay, now, I do remember that there is no pure, there is no pure black shade. There's this, that's a matte shade. There's only this like sparkly one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a packing brush. This one is by e.l.f. and I'm dipping into a dark black. And I'm going to lightly, well, not necessarily light, I'm just going to tap this over the edges of my cream formula. I do hate that there is no matte black, however, it's not the end of the fucking world. You're gonna get, I don't know. Out of every color that is matte in here and that look duplicates to each other, no matte black kind of is surprising to me. But I digress. Anyway, I'm going to gently tap this over the lines of the black to just kind of set them in place. And I'm gonna go over just the whole eye to really set it in place. Nothing's on the brush right now. Alright, now that the outer perimeter is set, I'm going to take this fluffy brush. This is by Studio Selections, just eyeshadow blending brush. And I'm going to dip into this kind of cool tone light brown up here. And I'm going to stipple that with my eyeball. Damn it. And I'm going to set that over the rest of my eye because I don't want to set it with just pure black. You want to add some depth of any kind. So when you're doing a black eye, like a black smoky eye, to make it look like not a black eye, you need to add some browns into it, I do think. Just to make it look at least a little bit more dimensional. Okay, let me look in the mirror a little bit. Okay, well, it does at least look like it set my fucking eye in place, but I don't know. My eye is set. You don't necessarily need a good shadow to set a cream base. You just need a powder of anything. Usually people use eyeshadow that matches the color or something to set it, but any powder will really work as long as it's not really a white cast, unless you're going for that look, but whatever. Fuck. Okay. This is the only black that they have, and it's the shimmery one, so I don't want to use that. I'm gonna dip into, I think this is a dark brown. I don't know what's over here, but we're gonna dip into what looks like to be dark brown. And I'm going to blend that over my eyeball. I'm gonna blend that over the edges of the cream and diffuse it. I'm just going in with circular motions just like this. Now, I don't know how else best to describe it, but in order for me to make an eyeshadow look, I have to pretty much go up to my brow. So I'm doing my best to leave a thin layer of space that will act as like a brow shaper, right? I don't know how to say that, but I don't fucking know. I'm leaving enough room to define my brow, basically. Okay, now that this looks so stupid. I have an idea, because since there's no black, my thinking is if I take a dark blue, which unfortunately they don't have a pure matte dark blue, all the dark blues in this corner over here have reflect in it. I'm sorry, you can't even say it. All the blues in this corner have reflect in it, which I don't mind, but there's not one dark matte blue. There's like a light matte blue, there's a lighter there's a light blue matte, a more blue matte, and then a slightly deeper blue matte, but there's not anything of these two colors, which I'm kind of upset because there's two of these back to back, right here, and if you can see it on camera, they're both shimmery, and they're the exact same color. So I don't know why that's here, but I digress, I guess. So I'm probably going to try, I have an idea. I'm going to take a little bit of this dark purple right here and mix it with kind of this other same dark purple. Don't know why I had two dark purples in here, but I digress, I guess. And I'm going to pack that on to hopefully create a little bit of depth to hopefully fill in, because truthfully, the dark brown that I applied, you could easily see where the separation was of the cream formula and then this powder formula, but whatever. I'm going to pat that in, and that actually did do what I wanted to do. I got it to look dark and fill in what I wanted it to fill in. So, YOLO. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add a little bit of a white color on this part right here. So basically a halo eye is what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to dip into, there's not a pure white matte shade in here. This one up here is just reflective. I don't even know if you'll be able to see it on camera, but it is reflective, so there's not a pure matte. But I mean, I don't really have choices, and they don't have a gray either, which is ironic. Like, there's not one fucking gray in this palette, but whatever. I'm gonna dip into the white color that's right here and wish upon a star. And I'm just going to kind of lightly cut my crease with this color. I hate this. Okay, for the most part, okay, I will say, even though this is a shitty palette, I'm kind of coming to that discovery, even though we kind of already kind of figured. In person, this actually does have some decent pigment to it for being a white shimmer. I do wish it was white, like pure matte white, but for what it is, in person it's not looking bad. Now, in camera, it could just be, I'm gonna chalk this up to my lighting maybe not being the best. You can it doesn't look like in camera you can barely see any of this white on my lid when I look straight forward. Again, it could just be the lighting of it, but there is some white. It is kind of borderline graying, but I mean, whatever. I'm not a fan of the sparkle though. I fucking don't like the sparkle. I want a white matte. I feel like that's something you need to have in any palette, is a matte white and a matte black, and then anything in the middle can be whatever. But this, for being 99 colors and there's not even that, is pissing me off. Again, this is a $20 eyeshadow palette, so obviously don't expect greatness from it. I'm gonna try to clean up this little brow bone thing. I'm gonna take a little bit of this. I'm gonna take a little bit of this color because this looks like this would actually be close to my skin tone. It's just peach skin color. I'm going to lightly tap that. Oh god. I'm gonna lightly kind of tap that on the edge of my brow, underneath my brow, and right above the eyeshadow to kind of clean up my brow bone a little bit and to kind of blend it in a little bit so it's not just a heavy line, if that makes sense. Alright, I feel like we can maybe, is there a hole in my thing? There's a hole, fuck. Alright, I think I'm going to maybe add a little pop of color. I'm going to, what do I got over here? I want to do purple. Do I have a purple? I have a cute purple. I'm going to take a little bit of this purple color right here on a flat top brush. This is my J10 by Painted. Now, I'm not going to be stupid. I'm going to give this a fighting chance. I need to get new setting spray, but whatever. I'm going to basically dip into the purpley glittery color and spray it. I'm going to pop that on my kind of inner corner. Just like that. now though, actually a little bit. Because I don't like to personally I don't like to add glitters to my lid, because again, when I look forward, all the space just disappears. So all you see is gonna be this low part. You're not gonna see the top part. So what I like to do is I like to take that shimmer and I like to bring it down and feather it out into, it's under my eye, kind of like right here. Just enough to where you can actually kind of see it, I guess. Okay. This is one eye done with the palette. I'm gonna go do the other eye off camera and I will be right back. Alrighty. I just got done completing this eye off camera. I just added highlighter and I just touched up my lips. This is the final face, I guess, or at least this eye is, of this palette. And on this eye, I didn't use this palette. I just used, honestly, I just used some of my Blend Bunny cosmetic colors that I had. I just used the black, the brown, the white, and the gray. And then that's really it. And then I decided to last minute add some red shimmer to the brow. I did dip into this palette for this eye. But yeah, this is the final face of, this is the tutorial or review, I guess, whatever you want to call this, of the Glazzi 99 color eyeshadow palette. My final thoughts and opinions, let's go. Now, packaging, I will be transparent. I think it's kind of cute. I do like the idea of like, oh, it's love and everything, but when you have 99 colors, I don't really see how this matters. I guess it's just packaging. Speaking of packaging, this packaging sucks because again, it is warping like shit with me just having it for like a week and a half and nothing on it. No water damage, nothing. The mirror fucking sucks. The only good thing about this palette is it's collapsible on the back, so where you can literally just have it sitting on your table like this. The color selection really fucking sucks. There's no matte white, there's no matte black, and a lot of the colors are just slightly different from the one next to it. I don't get it, and it's also missing a bunch of colors, which is concerning as fuck. So, it is not bad. I do think, truthfully, that this did save it. Now, because at the end of the day, me looking in my mirror, I'm noticing not much looks crazy different. Obviously, the side with my nicer shadows look more pigmented and everything. However, everything on this side is still blended really nicely. The colors are there, even if they're shitty. And, you know, they blended really nice. They just obviously look slightly different. So at the end of the day, do I think the palette itself is the worst palette I've ever used? Probably not. Would I ever reach for this palette, or would I recommend this for a beginner? Maybe. I don't think this is a horrible palette. A lot of the colors are nice. The shimmer on the eye looks really nice. I like. However, if you're going to use any of these, I do suggest using an eyeshadow primer. In this video, again, I was just using the L'Oreal black fucking one, so that probably helped it a lot. That helps it a lot. Do I think this palette is worth it without a primer on underneath it? No. You will need a primer. Is it manageable? Yes. Is this going to be a fun palette to experiment and play with? Yes. But would I recommend this to anybody who wants to get nicer makeup or anything? No. Absolutely not. Again, the other side of this eye, I just use Blend Bunny Cosmetics, my little section that's right here. I just use their neutrals and everything, and it looks good. But yeah, that is today's video completed. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found this review pretty helpful, and I hope you think it's better than the last one. Without further ado, I will see you guys in the next video, whenever that will be. Until then, I'll see you next time. Bye.